I was desperate to move up the social ladder, so I found an old guy, charmed him, and we got married in a weekend. He died in less than 6 months but left everything to me. He knew why and didn't care. Honestly, I think he just didn't want to die alone, and he was sweet to me, and I'll miss him for that. Throwaway account here. I have an annoying boss that made my life a living hell. I always want to make him pay for what he did to me but didn't have anything on mind to get him back. We live in a society where being gay is taboo and might get you in trouble. My friend always hears me complaining, so she suggested to screenshot his profile pic and post it on there. Even though I'm not gay, just to annoy the shit out of him, I chat with the gay dudes and give them his number. I heard him scream from my cubicle 2 times today. I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon. Throwaway and long post. TL, Doctor, after I told him I'm gay, my pastor suggested performing oral sex on me to extract my homosexuality. It went on from when I was 15 to 16, until he wanted more and I realized something was wrong. I pretended to be healed, avoided him for 2 years, then moved for college, during which I realized he was manipulating me. Now, at 23, when I visited home and saw him again, I wanted to confront him but couldn't. He tried to persuade me into sex again. I refused. I realized I'm more affected by it than I thought and am thinking about starting therapy. Edit. For context, I'm a guy. Growing up Christian, my parents were, and still are, very homophobic. I carried extreme guilt for years since I realized I was gay. When I couldn't take it anymore, I confided in my pastor, who was a very respected man, close with my family and our friends. I was shaking in fear when I told him. He was so understanding and kind. He held my hands and gently spoke to me about my feelings. After that, he agreed to guide me out of my homosexuality. I regularly came over and we talked. But of course, I didn't stop being gay. Soon, he offered to extract the evil spirits from me through my penis. He explained it isn't a homosexual act because he received God's permission. I agreed to it. I can't deny that. I can't say he forced me. I said a clear yes. It made sense to me, especially the way he put it. So he began orally pleasuring me on a regular basis, 3 times a week. Again, I can't lie, I enjoyed it. He was clear that I can stop this as soon as I feel that it either worked, or is becoming uncomfortable. I started feeling like it worked about 2 months of sessions later. So I stopped going and we agreed I should come back when I feel like the thoughts are coming back. Of course, I know now that I felt like it worked because my natural urges were being satisfied. Every time I went back, it was because my teenage body wanted more orgasms, not because the demons were coming back. Anyway, this went on until he proposed to penetrate me and push the urges out. I was 16 then. I said no to that. He accepted it, but it seemed like he still wanted it. That confused me. He said this couldn't work if I wasn't comfortable. So I couldn't grasp why he wanted to do something I didn't want. It didn't occur to me that he was enjoying what was going on until then. He started being more passionate while sucking me off. He did things he didn't do before, used his hands more, touched my testicles, wouldn't stop when I'd become sensitive or overwhelmed. It didn't hit me until later, but I knew in my gut something was wrong. So one time, after I said I felt it worked really well, I didn't go back. I moved for college 2 years later. During those 2 years, he kept checking on me, asking if the urges are coming back. I was gayer than ever, but I lied every time. Over time I became a lot more informed on homosexuality and the LGBT. I started questioning my faith. I was avoiding him in church as much as I could without my parents noticing. During college, I went through a phase of realization. I met incredible people, met a few good friends, dated guys. I got into science. I spoke with educated atheists and I spoke a lot to a professor who is a former Christian like I am now. He helped me a lot too. I'm 23 now and I have a partner, who is the most amazing man I could wish for. My parents and my old friends don't know a thing. When I visit, I play a completely different person. They think I live with a roommate and that I regularly go to church. I saw my former pastor recently. I went to visit my family for my dad's birthday. They had a gathering and invited many friends, including him. I knew he was gonna be there. My whole plane ride, I was preparing a speech for him. About how I realized what a disgusting man he is, that he's a predator who used emotional and religious manipulation on me, a child, to sexually use me. When I saw him, I couldn't say a word of it. We spoke like nothing ever happened. Before we parted, he pulled me aside and asked how I was doing with my same-sex thoughts, and said he's there if I still need help. I lied and said I'm 100% straight and looking for a girl to marry, that what he did healed me. He was confused, like he was during those 2 years, only now I noticed. Why? Because I knew everything he ever said was a lie. Because what he did never could have worked or helped me. I didn't need help in the first place. He couldn't call me out, because he'd call himself out for lying and manipulating me, while knowing he isn't helping. So he just asked repeatedly if I'm sure. When I was younger and before I had my final realization, I used to excuse him, wondering if he perhaps genuinely thought he was helping me because religion brainwashed him into thinking that. But the truth is he knew what he was doing the whole time. God never spoke to him or gave him permission to do things to me. He just lied. I stayed that night at my parents' and I cried the whole night. I was so angry for not confronting him. But I understand myself. Even though he didn't hurt me or force me, he manipulated me. I was a child. I decided I need to process that with a professional, and I plan to. When I came home, my boyfriend hugged me for so long. I told him everything that happened at my parents', because he knows the whole story. We talked, he took care of me and I felt better. As I said, I'm definitely looking into therapy, possibly religious trauma related. For now, I'm just gonna look after myself and definitely not go back for a long while. Didn't use protection, but we did try the pull-out method. We did it 2-3 times that way before she got pregnant. She waited 3 months to tell me and is expecting to find out the sex of the baby next week. I could be completely wrong though. But I do read a lot of your stuff with an eye of skepticism. Some stuff seems way too outlandish to even try to believe. Although wildly entertaining, I often find myself lacking any sympathy or empathy cause I honestly read a lot of stuff on here like it's a poorly written young adult genre novel.